Hello, Global Let Madness viewing public. The elect are moving in to the Elate 8, and we are kicking things off in this next round. We're moving and grooving all the way down, and you know how it goes. It's the canon of commenters. We're looking back, we're looking ahead, and we are going to see who is moving one step closer to the Golden Halo. Father Christian, how are you doing? It is so great to be with you.
Yes, it's so great to be with you today, and I just realized it's such a horrible idea to be wearing white on white, but here we are. Sometimes we just don't make the best decisions for camera, but we're going to stick through this because just like all the other saints, they've been trucking along, and nothing's going to stop me because I have a wardrobe malfunction.
There you go. It's almost Easter, right? We can wear white again. Seersuckers, bring it all out. I know in Florida you guys don't have winter, but for those of us who've been suffering, we've only had Let Madness to bring us through, and the bracket is filling up. What surprised you? What are you looking forward to? I mean, what a round of the Saintly 16 it has been.
Yeah, I didn't expect Constance to just clobber. I mean, this is bad. I mean, it was just I really thought there was a little bit of. I think in the last video I might have said that there could be a dark horse in this. And apparently Cosmos and Damien was not going to be it, but I thought that maybe they could be that Cinderella, and was I wrong. I mean, so this bodes well for Constance and her companions, because look out, Joan of Arc, if you make it through Luther, you are going to have to deal with a whole gang of Constance, and they just chewed and spit up.
I know. I am sure the all of the women at St. Mary's Girls' School in Memphis, Tennessee, of which the Martyrs of Memphis have their legacy, are cheering them on, and they had to have shown up for them and Constance in that matchup. But enough looking back. Let's look ahead, my friend, because the matchups are aplenty. I am so excited for the Battle of the Archbishop Desmond Tutu versus the Archbishop Janai Luam. I mean, yeah. I don't know how people are going to choose between both of these number one seeds. Who do you think is going on?
There's a little bit of I think we might have mentioned this. We got interviewed for a publication, Church Publishing, right, coming out, and then we mentioned could Janai be this year's Sundar Singh? Could it be Sundar Singh? But I don't know. I think Tutu. This could be, maybe it's Tutu's year, but you can make that argument for all 8 of these in the Elate 8.
Well, are there any that you are more excited about than others as we move into this Elate 8?
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited for Janai. I'm glad he's here. I'm glad he made it. I don't think anyone ever saw this or predicted it, so I'm excited for Janai. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be really interesting. The one that I am really excited about is Blessed Gerard. I did not see him pulling off that late night upset to bring himself in to the Elate 8, and I think he might be my dark horse to make the run.
No way.
But enough. Yeah, listen, I'm saying, I think this is a perfect segue, because you know that we love our canon of commenters. We love to make new canons. And one of them highlighted for me something that gives me hope for seeing Blessed Gerard move all the way through. And so I'm giving my canon of commenting to J. Barrett Lee, who on Facebook posted, "If St. John's ambulance is good enough for the doctor, it's good enough for me." And he showed the Order of St. John, the ambulance of St. John's Brigade, posted up on Doctor Who's TARDIS, which of course is the legacy of Blessed Gerard and the St. John's Ambulance Brigade. Just putting it all together, bringing it all. I just loved it. So yes, I think Blessed Gerard could make the run. He's got Doctor Who behind him. The whole BBC is cheering wildly. I think it's there.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to go with. I love the competition that started brewing when we look at the blog for Constant Cinder Companions versus the Martyrs of Uganda, and we have a back and forth happening. Gayan shows up. This is on the website, of course, on the blog. She says, "Thank you, James Stambaugh." So shout out to James for an incredible blog for the write up. She says it's the best of 2026 Lent Madness season. So she's coming in strong. I appreciate how clearly and from such deep faith perspective you articulate the complexities of acting in a perfect world while trying to serve Jesus. I was like, man, wow, someone just said that, laid it out. But then Kathy in Nicaragua was not backing down. All the way from South America, she says, I appreciate the faith perspective, but I wouldn't call this the best of the season. And then she goes on with some other criticism. So I, just a little, friendly competition, even within the comments section going on between Gayan and Kathy in Nicaragua. So I find it, a little bit of amusing. I was high thinking like, wow, look at this great love, the championship comment. And then the next one was like, well, I don't know. So I'm curious if they're going to clap back with each other a couple more rounds.
That's the beauty of the community and the bridge building that this season has been all about. We'd love to see the activity, the coming together, and it's nice to promote and be a little friendly. There's a lot of hard work that goes into not just Lent Madness, but especially the blogs. And man, our bloggers have been incredible this year. We had a whole new crop join us and some returning voices as well. And yeah, they have done an excellent job. Well, Christian, this round is all about the merch. It's about the swag, the saintly kitsch, if you will. So as we're taking in all of that together, did you find anything that you particularly loved as we look ahead to this round about the swag?
Oh man, I've had so much fun just doing a little bit of a deep dive, just putting in all the different saints' names and doing a dive on merch and kitsch and all that stuff and what happens on the web. So when you look at that first lineup with Luther and Joan, and I've been struggling a little bit with Joan of Arc. I really identified with some of the comments about, are we really lifting up someone who's pro war and all this stuff? And I know that's a rabbit hole to go down. But Luther, you start getting all this fun stuff. I got 99 problems, but a nail ain't one. You got all the shirts and stuff that says "nailed it," and then the hammer time. I never knew about these. So there's a whole thing with MC Hammer and Martin Luther. You got socks and shirts. So from that alone, and also just for personal reasons, Luther all the way for me, baby.
Okay, so that is our matchup today, right? We've got Luther, who has frosted the warm heart, kicked the stool out of Richard Hooker's way. You're picking our man, Luther, the favorite from the Lutheran subreddit itself, to take down Joan of Arc?
Yeah, we're just seeing too many bombs out there, man. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go with it. That's just me, though, y'all. That's just me. I think I think people are gonna just want. Not saying that Luther was all the Prince of Peace either, but I'm really curious in the comments section on this one if anyone else does struggle with that with Joan's sainthood, since it involved a lot of swashbuckling out there. I get it. I understand, but just that's where I think the tide might turn, and I do think this is the round where maybe Luther. He goes and takes down the great Joan of Arc.
Wow. I mean, we've seen the Lutherans come out. We've seen them come out strong. So this may be the chance. I have to say, in the spirit of the saintly kitsch, it's hard to beat somebody who's got a movie, who's got a play. We saw the trailer debut here, right here on our daily saintly showdowns. If the fleur-de-lis is associated with French royalty, it's also just as much associated with Joan of Arc. So listen, and of course the New Orleans Saints, but they're having a bad year. So all in all, you can't go wrong. But I will say, I think Luther has a good chance. But it's not up to you and I. It's up to the Lent Madness faithful, the voters, the elect of the Elate 8. And so, my friends, we'll see you tomorrow for another daily saintly showdown as we move through the Elate 8, the Faithful 4, and then finally crown our Golden Halo winner. Thank you all so much. And as always, happy Lent.
Happy Lent.